and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren, and on my channel we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel and we'll get started with the video. Presenting you a thorough review of the VCA vintage Alhambra earrings in yellow gold and onyx. We'll discuss pricing, wear and tear, pros and cons. So if you're curious to hear my opinion, then please keep on watching. So first things first, let's talk about pricing. They currently retail for $4,050 plus tax. Full disclosure, I actually got them a really long time ago, like 6 years or so ago. Plus, I actually bought them in Canada, so I certainly didn't pay that price. I actually don't even remember how much I paid. I mean, it was in Canadian dollars anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But currently the price is $4,050 plus tax. I feel like, yes, it is very expensive, but it isn't like prohibitively expensive. It's not like 10K or like 15K or like, you know, the prices of like some Cartier bracelet, for example. It's not that price. It's still, in my mind, feasible. Now let's talk about the comfort level, and that's where things really get better for these. I feel like really, for the money that you're paying, this is super duper comfortable. So actually these were my first pair of expensive kind of, you know, for real gold earrings. Prior to that, I had what I'm wearing now, which is a pair of Chanel custom jewelry earrings. And to tell you the truth, I'm wearing them because I want them to match my like gold jewelry set. But honestly, they hurt really bad. The thing is, I'm allergic to metal, so I found that out the hard way with these. I can't wear them for more than like a couple of hours at a time. I'm sure that at the end of this video, I'll have like red ears. But anyway, let's get back to these. The comfort level is absolutely amazing. I mean, you really don't feel like you have them on at all. I was a little bit worried because they had this like clip-on style. And I was kind of used to this, you know, where you have the little part at the back. So these are not like fully clip-ons, but they have the clip-on kind of style closure system. And I was a little bit worried that they would be either uncomfortable or uncomfortable because they are heavy. And actually, you don't really feel them. Like the first couple of hours that I was wearing them, I kind of forgot that I had them on, which is, you know, how you want to feel about earrings. So I would say like comfort level, go for it. And yeah, like at first I was a little bit worried that stuff would get caught in them because of their design and stuff, but really it hasn't been the case. I'm not sure like, you know, why, but I feel like it's been kind of studied and everything so that, you know, your hair doesn't get caught in the earrings, or I don't know if there's like something in your head, like a headband or anything, it doesn't get caught in it either. So really the comfort level for me for these is amazing. I would rate it a 10 out of 10. Now let's address wear and tear. And by the way, of course, towards the end of the video, I will include close-ups and mod shots because I realize that you may not be seeing them very thoroughly, especially when talking about the wear and tear like this. But anyway, you'll see from what I'm talking about that there won't be much to see in terms of wear and tear. So like I've mentioned before, I got them like 5 or 6 years ago, which in my mind is like ages ago. It was really one of the first, you know, big jewelry purchases that I made, even before I had any sort of like, you know, luxury watch or anything. I had these like luxury earrings, and frankly I have worn them a lot because at the time they were my only pair of luxury earrings. So I kind of, you know, had these that took over the Chanel ones that I still kept. I don't know why I kept them. Clearly to be able to film review videos of these guys so that I at least have something. But I mean, I wore them a lot. I wore them pretty much to every event that I had, to every, you know, kind of every occasion that I had, I would wear them, it was for sure. And really, I will tell you this, you do not see any wear and tear. You will be very shocked when you see the close-ups and mod shots because like, I was looking at them for a while and I was trying to like find something, you know, not bad to say, but I was trying to think of something where potentially that could be something to mention, but like honestly there's nothing that I can mention. That's how good the wear and tear is on these. And I feel like if you kind of compare and contrast, you know, the price that you paid, like $4,000, sure, it's a lot of money, but for earrings that basically do not age whatsoever, that's really, really reasonable. I mean, that means that you can basically like transfer these to your children, to your grandchildren. So far, so good. I mean, I haven't had any sort of issues. I've worn them, you know, to occasions. I've also worn them, you know, in the summertime when I was sweaty. Full disclosure, I have this weird thing where like I will sweat from my head and my neck. It's a little funny how I sweat. Like I don't really sweat from like armpits or anything, but I sweat a lot from like my head and then my neck area. So my hair is usually like drenched in the summertime. So yeah, I've worn them then and it hasn't been a problem at all. As I've said, you'll see the wear and tear is amazing on the close-ups. Moving on to pros and cons, we'll first start with the pros. And basically, I feel like everything that I have mentioned up until now can be considered a pro, meaning the comfort level, 10 out of 10, amazing. Definitely nothing to complain about there. Also the wear and tear, I mean, I haven't seen a single like scratch, mark, fading, spots, really anything on them that could be remotely considered as wear and tear. So that in my mind would be an amazing pro. I would say the design of them as well, I really love it. I feel like it's very girly, very cute, and it's very versatile. I feel like this is the type of piece that could be, you know, for example, if you pair it with the necklace that I have, the one motif pendant, could be very nicely suited for a day of errands with like a Lululemon outfit, something like that. But then at the same time, you can also dress these guys up for an event, for a nighttime outing with like a super nice dress, like a really nice designer bag. Maybe instead of having like the one motif pendant, you can have the 10 motif necklace. I feel like really the possibilities are endless, and that's what I really like about these. I also got them in yellow gold and onyx, and I feel like onyx goes well with everything because it's black. So regardless of, you know, the kind of like colors that you're wearing, like the palettes, the prints, this will really work with anything. So I feel like it's really, really nice to have as kind of like a, we have an expression in French, it's called fond de garde-robe. It's like a little, like, let's say like in English we would say basics. These are basics that in my mind work with anything, and that almost like any girl that's into luxury has to have because of how versatile and practical these guys are. In terms of pros, again, I feel like they're really understated, meaning that if you're not into designer brands, I feel like this would be pretty hard for you to spot that these are, you know, VCA earrings, as opposed to, for example, Chanel custom jewelry, especially the earrings. I mean, these ones are still okay. I would say they're understated-ish because it's basically like a little circle and then there's the logo within the circle, but it's not just the logo. But, you know, if you compare these ones, for example, to the Chanel CC logo earrings, you know, the ones with the big C's, I mean, everybody's gonna know that these are Chanel earrings, versus here, I feel like that's not really the case. And then also in terms of like being understated, they are like the single motif, versus they also come in like two sizes, where they kind of like droop down, if you see what I mean. And at first I was dead set on getting either one of those, but then I felt like it was gonna be a little too much and that I wasn't gonna have like the occasions necessary to wear these, because these would be only for occasions and definitely not for, you know, I don't know, day outings or for running errands or anything like that. So I feel like these are really, really perfect for any situation, for any season. I mean, I really find so many good things to say about them. I feel like this con section is gonna be basically void of me telling you anything. Now moving on to cons, and very honestly, like I couldn't really find anything to tell you aside from perhaps the price. Of course, it's not like 2,000. I feel like if you want something that's, it's not 2,000 round, but it's around 2,000. You can also get these ones, but in the suite model, so that means they're smaller. I believe they retail for like 2,400, something like that. Personally, I didn't want to go for them because I'm 5'11" or 180 centimeters, so you know, everything about me is big, including my personality. So in general, like the sweet earrings for me would look like they're for a child because I'm so tall. But I mean, if you're like petite, if you're, you know, 5'2", then that might work really nicely. The one maybe tiny downside of these ones is because they're black, dirt shows on them a lot. Or it's not even dirt, it's kind of like, I don't know, like dust or just like little particles gets caught on them. And like at first, before doing this video, I was looking for like wear and tear, and I opened them and I hadn't worn them in like maybe a month or two, and there was this like big like white particle on the earrings, and I was like, oh my god, like what happened? I started stressing out, and basically it was just like a little piece of dust. But yeah, because it's black, it kind of attracts dirt, particles, etc. I mean, really, that's something to know, that you can just like wipe them off quickly before wearing them. But yeah, in terms of cons, that's about it. So in my book, that's great. So in conclusion, I would highly recommend you getting these guys. I feel like even if it is a stretch for your budget, this is the type of investment that will pay off long term, because, you know, the wear and tear is amazing, the comfort level is great, the versatility, the practicality of them is amazing. So really, even if it's a stretch for your budget, down the line, I feel like it will pay off. And I mean, I can't recommend them enough because I'm actually so in love with them that I plan on getting the same pair, but in mother of pearl and then white gold, to kind of match like my everyday set of white jewelry. I've actually included these ones in jewelry wishlist. It's a video that came out recently on my channel, so if you're interested in seeing that video, I will go ahead and leave the link to that video in the little information link over here for you to see it. Basically, I mentioned these and then a couple of other jewelry pieces that I'd like to get. I feel like I've been growing my jewelry collection a lot lately, and I'm like into that. It's kind of my thing. But yeah, I would definitely recommend these guys. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of them. They are perfect. Alright, so let's do these mug shots. I always feel a little awkward because I feel like you're super close to my face, and I'm like, okay, I have pimples, you know, I can see that my ears are getting red from the Chanel ones that I've worn. But yeah, anyway, this is what they look like. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was informational and beneficial for you in case you were debating whether or not to get these earrings. The answer is 100,000% yes! Definitely get them. You won't regret that at all, I swear. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.